right, y'all, we need to have a conversation and a PSA for you guys about why you need to stop utilizing Colossus in Madden Ultimate Team. Now, I've heard this argument that we have so much AP, why wouldn't I use Colossus? Well, the answer is because you should put AP on the field that actually benefits your team, even if it's in the smallest of margins. Those things can be the difference between winning and losing a game. So allow me to explain the current offensive line meta and why Colossus is a waste of AP unless it is absolutely positively free. But before I do that, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment below. Do you guys use Colossus, or do you guys do what I'm about to break down here in this video? I want to know what you guys are thinking about the game right now. We're towards the tail end of the Madden season, but there's always something to learn each and every day. So make sure you guys are plugged in with my long forms in the mornings and shorts in the afternoons. Now, here's why I'm hesitant to utilize the Colossus ability. When we take a look at linemen in this game, whether you want to talk about some of the more expensive linemen like Alan Faneca, or some of the more affordable linemen like maybe the Surge items that have just come out, they have so many free abilities in this game. Now, some cards are going to have 5 or 6 free abilities. Some are only going to have 4 or 5. Either way, every single player online is starting with these 3 abilities when they build an offensive lineman. The first is going to be Secure Protector. This is a combination of both the Run Protector and the Pass Protector. You'll note that I have Run Protector equipped right here on this player. I actually do not need this. This is one of the more, I would say, prominent mistakes in the community, is that people will run Secure Protector but then also equip the Run or the Pass Protector. Last year, EA broke Secure Protector because it countered all the abilities in the game from a defensive line perspective that weren't X factors. We're talking like inside stuff, no outsiders, double me, edge threat, elite, interior threat. Because it countered everything, EA this year, rather than dropping Secure Protector on items so early in the year, decided to break it up into Run or Pass. So what I would actually recommend is probably starting off with something that gives you a little bit of resistance rather than just another ability that you're already utilizing in Secure Protector. But keeping in mind that Secure Protector is one of probably 4 or 5 free abilities we're using, the next one people are going to use is All Day. Now, in the case of Alan Faneca, he gets this baked on in this bucket, which allows me to have extra free abilities, kind of like I was just talking about. But the third ability is the one that basically shuts down the Colossus altogether, and that is the Post Up ability. Now, the reason that we don't want to utilize Colossus is that the only thing that it guarantees is a double team split. Now, in this game, anytime a Colossus is going to be double teamed, if a member of the double team, just one of the 2 participating members, has post up, the Colossus will not work at all. Colossus, when not double teamed, is literally the exact same ability as the Unstoppable Force. So what I'm going to do here for this video today is I'm actually going to equip Colossus on Quinnen Williams, because I want to show you guys that it's a waste. It's a total waste. So I'm going to put Colossus right here instead of Unstoppable Force. And then I'm going to have the rest of my defensive linemen having the Colossus ability. And from there, we are going to immediately notice that it is a waste of time because it does the exact same thing one-on-one and it doesn't work through a double team. So I'm going to go ahead and load into practice mode here. And while I am loading into practice mode, if you guys wouldn't mind pulling up another tab and check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Now is the best time to take a look at all the content I dropped in not only College Football 25, but Madden 25 on my strategy website. Gridiron opened in 2020 and it prides itself on being the #1 place to stay on top of the metas, or the most effective tactics available. This is what pro players are doing. This is what players that imitate pro players are doing, and how to counter it so that way you guys can beat it online. You guys will unlock everything on the website with your membership. If you guys want to take a look, you guys can subscribe for just $9.95 for a month. And we have our Madden 26, College Football 26, and combo pre-sales available on the website as well. If you guys have been a member of Gridiron in the past and you enjoy the website, this is the best deal of the year. I offer this in the summer months before the new games come out. You guys can get a full year's worth of content for just $75. That is a $120 value. This year, I will be hosting our lab sessions on the website as well. So that way, if you guys can't attend, you can watch them back the next day. So we got so much more coming on the website this year. Make sure you guys go check it out. We had over 250 vault tips on each game individually and over 20 total game plans on the website, and those lab sessions weekly and the members only Discord access. Go check it out. Colossus is only going to shed one-on-one. Okay, it's that simple. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to rush a 4-man rush, and what you're going to see here is I'm going to force a double team on the Colossus. And just to show proof of concept, I'm going to show that we do have Colossus. You can see right there Quentin Williams, and that is a ability that is designed to split a double team. And what you're going to see right here is that he will not split that double team. However, the 3 guys that were one-on-one did win their block animations while he was unable to split. So this first rep, pretty obvious right here. The double team, because we had a post up on our center, and honestly, my right guard also has post up as well. He was basically rendered useless. Doesn't do anything. Literally does not doing anything. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to slide my protection, and I'm going to throw a double team here. And what you're going to see is now the Colossus is going to be working one-on-one. And that Colossus will win at the exact same time as the other players that are just unstoppable forces. This, again, reinforces the fact that the Colossus ability is unstoppable force one-on-one with some extra coding that allows it to split a double team. It doesn't really win faster than an unstoppable force. I mean, if you were to look at the shed timers, look at this. It's synchronized. Look how both the guys, really all 3 of the guys that were one-on-one, all shed at the exact same time on this. This ability is you paying for a fancy unstoppable force that doesn't even do its core function against the post-up ability. Now, I know what some of you guys are saying. Well, Zan, not everybody online runs the post-up on their linemen. Let's be honest, guys. It's June. If you're playing someone who doesn't have the knowledge to know what to put on their offensive line in June, you've already won that game before it's already started. I say this every single day in my Twitch chat. I'm sorry. There are people that know how the game is played, and there are people that don't. The people that don't run post up, they're probably not running secure protectors. You're going to win that game regardless. You're going to be shedding all game if your opponent doesn't know how to put their AP on their offensive line, especially with all the offensive linemen getting so many free buckets. They're just not taking advantage of it, and you're going to shed them either way. You do not need Colossus. You do not need to pay 1 AP at 4 different spots for Colossus. Only so many people on your defensive front can be double teamed at one time anyways. Okay, so again, when we talk about how this works, let's go ahead and apply this into like a loop blitz meta, if you will. So what I'll do here is I will call the 3-3 odd, and we're going to see right here, we're going to have this loop blitzer. I'm going to throw a double team right here. And of course, you know, that guy usually comes in. But again, look how the nose tackle up the middle just doesn't. Okay. Again, doesn't really do anything. He's not splitting that double team that most people that run these types of, you know, B gap or A gap loop blitzes are trying to accomplish. He's not going to shed unless he's one-on-one. Now, in the event that I, for whatever reason, do decide to leave him one-on-one, he will beat that block. You see that in the background while I was getting screamed at by the A-gap rusher, he did shed. But that is no different than if I were to, for instance, put a double team here, and now we got an unstoppable force on that side on the left, although he was in a contain right there. But if he were in a real rush assignment, he's going to get that win animation every single time. So again, there is no reason at all to run Colossus. I say this every single day. I don't know why people are wasting their AP. I guess it's because it's the sexy ability in the game. But let's go back into practice or into the MUT menu here and maybe discuss some alternative ways that you could actually spend your AP. I know there's so much free AP, but there's still no reason to waste it when you guys are building your team, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys a suggestion of an ability that I love. I think that this is one of the margin abilities I kind of talked about at the beginning of the game. In fact, on stream just the other day, this ability won me a ball game because my opponent got a tackle battle on the last play of the game at the 1 yard line, and I got a single tap and he went down right away. Where I spend all of my AP on my defense, all these players that have a 1 under them, I'm actually paying for Stonewall. And you're gonna see right here that this prevents additional yardage while tackling. Now, of course, with Falele, he's 380 pounds. Sometimes he's going to fall forward for an extra yard, yard and a half, 2 yards. But when it comes to regular tackles against regular sized players, this ability, especially when stacked with a tackle supreme or secure tackler, is such a good ability. For one, like I said, tackle battles, you only have to press it like once or twice and the guy goes straight down and loses. It gives you a much higher chance of winning tackle battles. And I've noticed this on all my players since I've equipped it. And the other thing that it really does is, in general, it prevents the falling forward for extra yards animations unless the player is like 380 pounds. And even then, I noticed that Falele against me doesn't get, 8 to 10 yards a rush. It's like 3.5 to 5, which I can live with. I can play much better defense when I know that my opponent's not going to fall forward for an extra 5 yards every single time. And I think that's a big issue. And that's part of the reason why when I play, I feel like my Falele goes off. I say Falele, I know it's Fa-Lele, but anywho. The point that I'm making here is that if you're going to spend your AP, do it on something that helps. Don't do it on something that is objectively useless and really only going to beat players you're going to beat anyways. Spend it on things that will actually help you. Other abilities that you can spend AP on that will help you, out my way. In certain cases, there are DBs in the game where you have to pay for that ability. With the vanguards in this game, you want to be able to shed run blocks. That's going to be huge, especially on DB items or linebacker items. You can pay for X Factor style abilities on players that maybe aren't discounted over the top. You could bring back older items that didn't get AP discounts because we have, 8 to 10 of our starters with 11 abilities for free. There's a lot of different ways that you can spend that AP other than spending it on something that doesn't really make a difference against a good player. Again, if it just makes you feel comfortable to have 4 Colossus on your field, so be it. But what I would tell you is that in your defense, there's not 4 double teams. Okay, so maybe rock 1, but again, there's no reason to rock 1 even. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I hope this public service announcement helped you guys. Check out the pre-sale on Gridiron game plans. I will be back this afternoon with a short and tomorrow with another long form video upload. Until then, this is Ian. Hit the lab and good luck.